Have you ever sat quietly on a late afternoon, looking back at your life and wondering, why does my heart still feel so heavy? It's not the work. It's not the health issues. It's the invisible burdens, the old memories, the relationships that have lost their meaning, the fear of what's ahead. These aren't just passing thoughts. They silently steal the peace and happiness you deserve after 70. Be honest with yourself. How many nights have you stayed awake, haunted by regrets you can't undo? How many times have you swallowed your true feelings just to avoid conflict? And how many precious moments have slipped away because you were too busy holding on to things that no longer matter? The truth is, after 70 years of life, you don't need more. You need less. Less clutter, less worry, less weight on your shoulders, especially number 2 and number 5. These two burdens are the ones you must let go of as soon as possible, because if you don't, they'll continue to rob you of the peace and joy that could be yours right now. So ask yourself, do you want the years ahead to feel light, free, and fulfilling? Or do you want to keep carrying the weight of the past, letting it dim the best days you have left? The choice is yours. And to help you make that choice, here are 5 things you must throw away today, not to lose anything, but to reclaim everything that truly matters. Here, you don't need to like or subscribe, but if you believe this content has value, share your story or simply type number 9, because sometimes one small action can help someone find exactly what they need. So what are these 5 things? Let's start with the first one, the burden most people carry their entire lives without realizing how much it's holding them back. Number 1, the need to please others. A burden you don't have to carry. Have you ever felt completely drained just from trying to please everyone around you? It's a habit that often starts in childhood, when a parent's approval, a teacher's praise, or a friend's acceptance made you feel like you were doing something right. Over time, you learn to adjust your words, your actions, even your beliefs, just to fit in and avoid disapproval. But after 70, the truth becomes undeniable, no matter how hard you try. Someone will always disapprove. Someone will disagree with your choices. Someone will criticize your decisions. And worst of all, they'll judge you not because you did something wrong, but because of their own insecurities. So, is it really worth spending the time you have left trying to meet expectations that were never yours to begin with? Let's be clear, people-pleasing is not kindness. It's a burden. Every time you say yes when your heart screams no, you sacrifice your peace. Every time you bite your tongue to avoid conflict, you silence your own truth. And every time you shape yourself to fit someone else's mold, you lose a little piece of who you really are. Now imagine this. What if you stopped? What if you finally let go of that exhausting need to be liked? Some people might not like the change. A few might even get upset. But here's the real question. How would you feel? Lighter, freer, and finally, unapologetically yourself. Yes, it's uncomfortable at first. People who benefited from your constant compromise might resist. They might complain, question, or even try to guilt you into going back to the way things were. But their reaction? That's their problem, not yours. You've spent decades putting others first. Now it's time to put yourself at the top of the list. And when you do, something incredible happens. Clarity returns. Conversations become more honest. Relationships, though fewer, grow deeper and more meaningful. You stop pretending, stop performing, and start living. And most importantly, you reclaim the most precious thing you have at this stage of life, your time and energy. So what will it be? Will you continue chasing approval that never lasts? Or will you finally break free, speak your mind, and enjoy the years ahead on your own terms? The choice is yours, and it's never too late to choose yourself. Number 2, regret. A chain to the past you need to break. Let me ask you something. How often do you catch yourself thinking, if only I had done things differently? Maybe it's a decision you didn't make, a conversation you avoided, or a chance you let slip away. It's like a movie playing on repeat in your mind, except you already know the ending, and it never changes. Here's the truth. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens you can carry, and after 70, it serves no purpose. The past is done. It's carved in stone. No amount of wishing, worrying, or replaying it will ever rewrite a single moment. And yet, so many people let regret poison their present, as if punishing themselves will somehow fix what's already behind them. But think about it. Would you judge a close friend as harshly as you judge yourself? If someone you love came to you, weighed down by regret, would you say, yes, you should suffer for the rest of your life? Of course not. You'd show them compassion. You'd remind them that mistakes don't define a person. How they move forward does. So why not extend that same kindness to yourself? Here's the thing. Regret doesn't teach you anything unless you use it as fuel, not as punishment. Every mistake, every missed opportunity, every word left unsaid, they're not chains unless you let them be. They're lessons, reminders of what matters, proof that you've lived, tried, and cared. What truly matters now isn't what went wrong years ago. It's what you choose to do with the time that's still yours. Will you let regret steal the joy of today? Or will you decide that the life ahead deserves more than looking back? Because here's the beautiful part. It's not too late. Not too late to say the words you once held back. Not too late to rebuild a connection you thought was lost. Not too late to forgive yourself and focus on what's still possible. The past may be written, but the final chapters? They're still in your hands. So let go. Not because the past didn't matter, but because it already served its purpose. You don't live there anymore. You live here, in this moment, with the freedom to choose peace over punishment. And when you finally release that weight, you'll realize something powerful. The only thing regret ever truly steals is time. Don't give it another minute. You deserve better, and you deserve it now. Number 3, toxic relationships. It's time to let them go. Think about the people in your life right now. Friends, family, old acquaintances. Which ones make you feel lighter, happier, and truly seen? And which ones leave you feeling drained, anxious, or even worthless? Because here's the hard truth. Not every relationship is worth holding on to, especially after 70. By this stage of life, you've already seen it all. The friend who only calls when they need something. The relative who never has a kind word, only criticism. The person who keeps bringing up old arguments, refusing to let go of the past. These relationships don't just steal your peace. They steal your time, your energy, and sometimes your self-respect. But why do we hold on? Most people cling to toxic relationships out of obligation. We've been friends for decades. She's family. I can't just walk away. Or even worse, it's always been this way. I guess I'll just tolerate it. But history alone doesn't justify misery. Just because someone's been part of your life for years doesn't mean they deserve space in your heart forever. Letting go isn't cruelty. It's self-respect. It's recognizing that life's too short to spend around people who tear you down instead of lifting you up. You're not responsible for fixing them, pleasing them, or enduring their negativity. You've done enough of that already. Now imagine your life without those toxic ties. No more walking on eggshells. No more pretending to be okay when you're not. Just peace, real, quiet peace. The space left behind, it won't stay empty. It'll make room for genuine connections, people who care, listen, and respect you without conditions. And here's something else. Choosing peace doesn't mean you wish them harm. It means you wish yourself well. It's about protecting your emotional health, your mental clarity, and the joy you've worked so hard to hold on to. So ask yourself, are you keeping someone in your life simply because it's easier than walking away? If the answer is yes, it's time for a change. You don't owe anyone endless patience at the expense of your own happiness. You deserve better. You deserve relationships that add warmth, not worry. Conversations that bring laughter, not tension. Companionship that feels like home, not a battlefield. And the only way to have that is by letting go of what no longer serves you. Because at this point in life, the most valuable thing you have isn't money, status, or even time. It's peace. And peace is priceless. Don't trade it for anything, especially not for people who've shown you time and time again that they don't value it, or you. Let them go. It's not a loss. It's freedom. And you deserve every bit of it. Number 4, the fear of death. Stop letting it steal your life, let's be honest. After 70, the thought of death isn't some far-off idea anymore. It's closer, more real. And for many, That realization brings fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of suffering, fear of leaving things unfinished. It's like a shadow that follows you, turning quiet moments into anxious ones. But here's the truth most people avoid saying. Fearing death doesn't stop it. It only stops you from living. The hours spent worrying, the nights spent restless, the moments spent dreading what's to come. Those are moments you'll never get back. Death doesn't steal your time. Fear does. But why is the fear so powerful? Because it's rooted in uncertainty. What happens after? Is there something more, or is this it? These questions don't have clear answers, and that's what makes them so unsettling. But think about it. Has worrying ever given you those answers? Or has it only made the time you have left feel shorter and less meaningful? There's another way. Acceptance. Not giving up, not ignoring reality, but truly accepting that death is part of life. Every philosophy worth mentioning, from Stoicism to Buddhism, teaches one powerful lesson. Remembering death doesn't make life darker. It makes life brighter. Because when you stop fearing the end, you start appreciating everything that comes before it. Think about it. When you accept that time is limited, you stop wasting it. The cup of coffee in the morning tastes better. The conversation with an old friend feels deeper. The laughter of a grandchild sounds sweeter. Even the quiet moments, reading a book, sitting in the sun, become more precious. Fear fades, and gratitude takes its place. And what about unfinished business? The words left unsaid, the dreams left untouched? It's not too late. If fear has been holding you back from making peace, now is the time. Say the apology. Express the love. Chase the joy you thought was out of reach. Death isn't just an ending, it's a deadline. One that should inspire action, not avoidance. Here's what really matters. When your time does come, and it will, for all of us, will you look back with regret for the life you didn't live? Or will you face it with peace, knowing you squeezed every drop of meaning from the days you had? Because in the end, death doesn't define your life. How you live does. And you still have time to live fully, love deeply, and leave this world without unfinished stories. So let go of the fear. It's not protecting you. It's robbing you. And you deserve more than a life half-lived, waiting for an end that comes whether you worry about it or not. Choose life. Choose peace. And when the final chapter comes, let it find you smiling, not scared. Because you lived, not perfectly, but fully. And that's more than enough. Number 5. The belief that change is no longer possible. It's never too late. Let me ask you something. When did you start believing that change was no longer possible? Was it when you hit 70? When the world started treating you like you were too old to try something new? Or was it when you told yourself, this is just who I am now. It's too late to be any different. But here's the truth. That belief, it's a lie. A self-imposed prison. Age doesn't stop you from changing. Only your mindset does. The brain can still learn. The heart can still grow. And life can still surprise you, if you let it. Think about it. How many times have you seen people reinvent themselves late in life? The grandmother who picked up painting at 75. The man who learned to play the piano after 80. The person who finally stood up for themselves after a lifetime of staying quiet. Change doesn't ask how old you are. It only asks if you're willing. But let's be honest. Why does change feel so impossible sometimes? Because it's uncomfortable. It's easier to stay in familiar patterns, even if they don't make you happy. It's easier to say, that's just the way things are, than to admit you've been settling for less than you deserve. Comfort feels safe, but it's also the biggest thief of growth. Here's what you need to know. The moment you decide change is possible, everything shifts. You start questioning habits you thought were permanent. You stop accepting relationships that drain you. You realize that the best years of your life aren't necessarily behind you. They're waiting for you to claim them. Imagine waking up tomorrow and believing, truly believing, that you could be different. What would you change first? Your routine, your outlook, the way you speak to yourself. The truth is, you don't need to overhaul your entire life. Change starts small, a new habit, a fresh perspective, a single brave decision. And don't fall for the myth that change means chasing big, dramatic goals. Real change is quieter, but far more powerful. It's choosing peace over people-pleasing, It's letting go of regret and focusing on what's still possible. It's deciding that your worth isn't tied to what you've done, but to what you're still capable of doing. So what's stopping you? Fear? Doubt? The voice that says, "Why bother now?" Here's why: because you're still here. And as long as you're here, life isn't finished with you. There are still experiences to enjoy, lessons to learn, and moments that can only happen if you believe they're possible. In the end, aging is inevitable, but stagnation is a choice. You can settle into the belief that nothing will change, or you can reject that idea entirely and embrace the freedom that comes with knowing it's never too late. Not to grow, not to dream, not to live fully. So what will it be? Will you stay stuck, or will you choose to believe in something better? The choice, as always, is yours. And it's never been more important to choose yourself. Changing after 70 doesn't require big leaps or impossible goals. Every change starts with small, practical steps. Think about it. If you truly believed you could learn something new, improve your health, or live more joyfully, what would you do differently today? Start with your daily habits. Instead of sitting for hours, take a short walk around the house and enjoy the fresh air. Instead of letting your mind get stuck in regret, write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. These small actions don't just boost your physical health, they also nourish your spirit, helping you see life with a renewed sense of hope. Most importantly, give yourself permission to try and fail. Age isn't a barrier. It's proof of your strength and wisdom. Every single day is a chance to live differently, to live better, and to live more meaningfully. So believe that change is always possible and start today. Most importantly, give yourself permission to try and fail. Age is not a barrier. It's proof of your strength and wisdom. Every day is a chance to live differently, to live better, and to live more meaningfully. So, believe that change is always possible, starting right now. In the end, the only thing stopping you from changing is the belief that you can't. But the truth is, age has never been the limit. It's just a number. Your ability to grow, to learn, and to live fully still lies in your hands. Every morning you wake up is a new opportunity, an opportunity to choose joy over regret, health over surrender, and authenticity over the expectations of others. Remember this: change doesn't have to be big or perfect. One small decision, one different action, is enough to open the door to a lighter, freer, and more fulfilling life. You can't rewrite the past, but you can decide how to live right now. So what will you choose? Will you keep believing it's too late? Or will you start living like every day is a fresh chance? The choice is yours. And it's never too late to choose a better life, starting this very moment. And finally, where are you from? Share your thoughts in the comments, or simply type number 9. Sometimes, one small action can help someone find exactly what they need. Let's move on to another story. This article explores 9 habits that many seniors fall into, and among them, number 3 and number 8 stand out as some of the hardest to break. These habits often go unnoticed, but they can significantly impact well-being and relationships. The challenge is that most people don't even realize they've developed these patterns, let alone how to change them. Have you ever noticed how life changes in ways we never fully expected as we grow older? Some changes bring wisdom, freedom, and the ability to focus on what truly matters. But others? They can be unsettling, uncomfortable, and sometimes downright unpleasant. Here's the thing: these habits don't appear overnight. They creep in slowly, unnoticed, and before we realize it, they begin to shape our daily lives, the way people see us, and even the way we see ourselves. The truth is, no one warns us about the unpleasant side of aging. Friends and family might notice these behaviors, but hesitate to mention them. Society either romanticizes old age or ignores it altogether. But today, we're facing these habits head-on. If you or someone you love is entering their senior years, this video is for you. By the end, you'll understand 9 common but unpleasant habits that many seniors develop. Habits that can push people away, harm health, or lead to loneliness. More importantly, we'll discuss how to avoid or fix them so that your golden years are truly golden. Because aging should be a time of wisdom, fulfillment, and joy, not frustration, isolation, or regret. So, let's get started. If any of these habits sound familiar, you're not alone. And if you find value in this discussion, share your thoughts in the comments or simply type number 9. Because sometimes one small action can help someone find exactly what they need. Asterisk number 1. Talking about the past too much as we age, the past often becomes more vivid than the present. Memories of childhood, past achievements, and old friendships feel stronger than ever, making us want to relive them through conversation. While it's natural to share our experiences, constantly reminiscing can have unintended consequences. It can push people away, especially younger family members who might not feel connected to those stories. It's important to remember that while our past is valuable, so is the present. If every conversation revolves around what once was, it can leave little room for what is happening now. Younger generations want to feel seen and heard just as much as we do. What to do instead? Instead of repeating the same stories, try engaging others in conversation about their lives too. Ask them about their goals, their dreams, and what's happening in their world. This keeps relationships balanced and enjoyable for everyone. Sharing is important, but so is listening. Make conversations a two-way street, and you'll find yourself building deeper connections. Number 2. Becoming too stubborn and resistant to change. Let's be honest. Change can be hard, especially when it feels unnecessary. Many seniors resist adapting to new technologies, new ways of thinking, or even small lifestyle changes. While it might feel like you're holding on to tradition, the truth is, resisting change too much can lead to isolation. The world moves forward whether we like it or not, and if we don't at least try to keep up, we risk getting left behind. There's nothing wrong with cherishing the old ways, but refusing to adapt can create barriers between you and the world around you. It can make simple things, like keeping in touch with loved ones, unnecessarily difficult. What to do instead? Embrace small changes. Learn to use basic technology, stay open to new ideas, and be willing to try new things. Adaptation isn't about abandoning tradition. It's about staying connected to the world around you. The more open you are to learning, the more engaged and independent you will remain. Change can be intimidating, but often it leads to unexpected joys. Number 3. Neglecting personal hygiene as people age. Simple tasks like showering, brushing teeth, or changing clothes regularly can become tiring. Some seniors start neglecting personal hygiene due to physical limitations, forgetfulness, or even depression. Unfortunately, poor hygiene can lead to health issues, bad odors, and social discomfort, causing people to distance themselves. The way we present ourselves impacts not only how others see us, but also how we feel about ourselves. Neglecting personal hygiene can subtly erode confidence and self-esteem. What to do instead? If daily hygiene feels overwhelming, simplify the process. Set reminders, use shower chairs or assistive tools, and ask for help if needed. Staying clean isn't just about appearance. It's about health, confidence, and self-respect. A well-groomed appearance can improve how you feel about yourself and how others perceive you. Comment number 9 if you're still able to take care of your daily hygiene on your own. Number 4. Complaining too much. Aging comes with its fair share of challenges, health issues, financial concerns, family problems. There's a lot to be frustrated about, but when complaining becomes constant, it can drain those around you. No one enjoys being around someone who always focuses on the negative. Over time, even close family members might start avoiding visits. Negativity has a way of consuming us. The more we focus on what's wrong, the less we see what's right. And unfortunately, that negativity can be contagious. What to do instead? It's okay to express frustration, but balance it with gratitude. Make a conscious effort to focus on what's good in life, even if it's something small. A positive mindset attracts people, while constant negativity pushes them away. Shifting your perspective can transform your relationships and overall well-being. Look for joy in small, everyday moments. It's often there, waiting to be noticed. Number 5. Hoarding useless things. Many seniors struggle to let go of things, old clothes, outdated paperwork, household items that might be useful someday. Over time, homes become cluttered with unnecessary stuff, making living spaces overwhelming and even unsafe. Hoarding not only creates stress, but can also lead to accidents. and limited mobility at home. Holding on to physical clutter often reflects emotional attachment. But too many possessions can weigh you down rather than bring you joy. What to do instead? Declutter regularly. Keep only what truly adds value to your life. Donate, recycle, or throw away items that no longer serve a purpose. A clean and organized home creates peace of mind and makes daily life easier. It's not about getting rid of memories. It's about creating a space that allows you to enjoy the present. Number 6. Ignoring health issues until they become serious. Many seniors tend to downplay health concerns, assuming minor aches, pains, or discomforts will go away on their own. They avoid doctor visits, delay treatments, and ignore warning signs until the problem becomes severe. However, neglecting small health problems can lead to serious complications, expensive treatments, and unnecessary suffering. It's not just about physical health. Mental well-being matters too. Many seniors dismiss feelings of sadness, anxiety, or loneliness as just a part of aging. But ignoring these emotions can lead to deeper issues like depression. What to do instead? Take your health seriously. Get regular checkups, listen to your body, and seek medical attention before a small problem turns into a major one. Preventative care can save your life and keep you feeling your best. If something doesn't feel right, don't wait. Address it early. Number 7. Expecting too much from family. It's natural to hope that family will always be there in old age. But expecting too much, whether it's daily visits, financial support, or constant attention, can lead to disappointment. Everyone has their own responsibilities and struggles, and overdependence can strain relationships. Sometimes, seniors unknowingly place guilt on their children for not visiting enough or not calling daily. This can create pressure, resentment, and emotional distance instead of closeness. What to do instead? Focus on independence. Build your own support system, make new friends, and find hobbies that keep you engaged. Love your family, but don't rely on them as your only source of happiness. Instead of dwelling on how often they visit, cherish the time you do spend together. Quality matters more than quantity. Number 8. Becoming too isolated. One of the most harmful things seniors do is withdraw from social life. It starts gradually, turning down invitations, avoiding phone calls, staying home too much. Over time, this leads to loneliness, depression, and even cognitive decline. Studies have shown that social isolation can be as harmful to health as smoking or obesity. Some seniors may feel like they don't belong anymore, especially in a world that is changing so fast. They might think, "I don't want to be a burden," or "no one wants to hear from me." But these thoughts only reinforce isolation. What to do instead? Stay connected. Join community groups, attend social events, and call friends regularly. Even small interactions like chatting with a neighbor can make a huge difference in mental and emotional well-being. If transportation is an issue, look for local programs that offer rides for seniors. There are always ways to stay engaged. You just have to take the first step. Number 9. Thinking you're too old to change. Many seniors believe that once they reach a certain age, they can no longer change their habits, lifestyle, or mindset. This belief keeps them stuck in routines that may no longer serve them. They think, "I've been this way my whole life, why change now?" But the next part of this video is now available on my channel.